Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. Here is another video working in my July 2023 junk journal. This is an ongoing series that I've challenged myself to complete, where I make a junk journal for each month of 2023 and work in it all throughout the corresponding month. This is July. I have made 6 of these journals so far over the past 6 months. And we are on month number 7. This is crazy. It feels so crazy, but I'm loving it. I want to start today by working on the cover. I did come up with some letters for the front. So I've got the month and the year. That's an L. Could have organized myself a little bit better. I printed these out, or I printed them out. I cut these out on my Cricut, and I think they look really good on the front here. I kind of want to do, maybe I should do a label for the number. Oh, that's upside down. Maybe. But I decided I really like it. I played around with a few different configurations. Originally I was going to put July 2023 here, but I really like the way the July looks here on the edge. But I think I might want some sort of label behind that. Let me see what I can come up with. So, I've got July glued down. I glued the numbers down to this little label that I cut out with a craft punch. And I think I want to change the color of this. I'm going to try the frayed burlap. I definitely think I want to add some green. Let's add a little peeled paint. With a little mowed lawn to get some texture. Perfect. That was the answer. Yes. While that dries, I want to put this on the bottom left area, but I want to back it. This cardstock is slightly darker. I want to add a little bit of pink. And then this mica powder that has a little bit of a pink pigment. I am going to just use my finger and rub it in. Oh yeah. And then I'm going to glue that down and cut around it. Alright, and then I've got this. I love it, but I don't know if it belongs on the cover here. It's the only pink thing. Well, that means more coloring. Right, this, take a little frayed burlap. Yep, that works for me. And then the anchor, some hickory smoke. And then some black soot. I like that so much more. Alright, let's glue these down. I'm going to use tacky glue. And I gotta let this dry. I'm going to put this over it and squish it so that it dries. And in the meantime, while that is drying, I have a napkin I found, I think at Joann Fabric and Crafts, with these fish all over it. And I cut a piece of it. Now I just need to separate the layers. I want to make tags. Or at least a tag. But I couldn't decide which ones I wanted, so I'm going to use both. I'm just making it worse. Stop touching it. I guess this is the one I'll use. Alright, I'm going to let it dry because otherwise I'm going to keep ripping it. So we got two things drying now. Alright, this is all dry. I love it. I wasn't sure how I would feel about that pink shell being the only pink thing on it, but you know, I love it. I love it. Awesome. So, my cover is complete. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail of my videos. What else were we working on? This. This is dry also. I might be able to salvage this by putting something over it. I'm going to cut these out and then cut it in half. And I think I'll make a tag with this. So I'm going to do that off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, I have cut this down, trimmed off the edges, and sewed around it a couple of times with a wonky stitch. Tied this up here. And yeah, there we have it. I figured out what was going on with the bobbin situation. The bobbin I was using didn't really fit my machine, so yeah. I got that bobbin switched out and the stitching is as it should be. So let's see if I can, I love this crap. I'm gonna see if I can figure out a place for this tag. I mean, it could even be a flip out. Honestly, let's see. I think I'm gonna put the tag on this page. I added a little pearl, or it's a faux pearl. It's not really a pearl, it's plastic, but it looks like a pearl. And I thought it would be cute just kind of flopping around on the edge. I originally was going to make a pocket or tuck spot or something for this, but I've changed my mind. For one, the pocket's gonna be, I don't know, it's just not gonna work, I think. So I decided instead I will use a paper clip to stick it in here, but I don't want to just stick the paper clip on it and call it done. I'm gonna decorate this paper clip. I'm gonna alter it like I did back in Defemorumber. This is a larger size paper clip. Does it have my measurements on it? Almost 2 inches. 1.97 inch long paper clips. And I'm going to use this bit of bubble paper here to wrap around. I think it would be really cool. So we're going to measuring. Where's my pencil? Why can I never find a pencil when I need one? Oh no, where are you? I'm losing everything. In the cup. We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. I might even edit that out. Power of editing. So I'm going to wrap both sides of this. So this side and this side separately. Okay? And so I need to figure out, let me just, should that be enough? Oh, that's going to be plenty. Okay. Alright, get that out of the way. So this will be more than enough for what I'm trying to do. Anyway, so first thing, I don't want it to go all the way to the top, and I don't want it necessarily to go all the way to the bottom. I am going to take this, fold it over. That is all kinds of wonky. And then I'm gonna fold it over again. And that is roughly, I'm gonna mark it here. That's where I need to cut. And then there. So I'm gonna cut this there and there. Okay, so that is one side. I want the fold to be inside. So what I'm actually going to do is put this in here and then glue it and pull it out. Is that not going to grip? Cut this. And I want this part to be on the inside where I won't see it, if that makes sense. So this is the part I'll see when I'm looking at it. I might not have put enough glue. Let me switch to tacky glue because I think it'll grip a little better. So what I want to do is, the way this is going to go, so it's going to go like this. I'm going to decorate that. Don't worry about that yet. But this side, I'm going to be hanging here like this. Well, I have this seahorse, and I want to make it dangle on here. So I need a hole. Maybe I'll do some other things with it. Okay. So in order, maybe I'll poke a hole on this side too. Should I do a dangle on both sides? Why wouldn't I, right? Alright, I have decided I want to do an eyelet, a small eyelet on both sides. Actually, that's going to be, that'll work. So, first thing I've got to do is figure out what size hole I need to poke. This is going to be a challenge because I don't have my eyelet setter won't fit these eyelets, so we're going to have to get creative. Alright, in order to set these eyelets, I mean, this one won't be a problem. I can just poke a hole right here. So that one's not an issue. This one, I might have to get creative. Holes are poked. Now for the fun part. I'm going to do the hard one first. It needs to go through this side. All right, so we're gonna do a dangle on both sides. So this one, I've decided I want to emboss some clear bubbles on. I know, I should have done this before I even adhered it onto the paper clip. It's glued in place. I can't slip it off anymore, even if I wanted to, because I've got the eyelet in there already. So I shot myself in the foot a little bit, but we're good. We're good. It's all good. I've got this bubble stamp. I'm just going to use like these top 3 bubbles because I think they are the only ones. And I'm going to emboss in clear. There we go. We've got some embossed bubbles. All right, that is cool enough. Awesome. I'm not going to do that to the other side because that is too small. And like I said, I should have done it before. So I think this side is just going to look like this. But we still have to attach this. These are scrap strings from Sewing in Signatures and from sewing with the sewing machine. That's actually stick this here when I decide where to put it. There we go. That little guy hanging out there. And then I'm just going to string some beads around it as well. Maybe I should have put one on there. Too late. Here is what I've done to this side. I did the embossing of the bubbles and I tied 2 strings on this eyelet and then used this seahorse charm and some seed beads on the different strings, tied and glued the knots. So that is what's going on one side, and now I'm going to do the other side. On this side, I'm going to do similarly with the beads, but I also had a little thing I wanted to glue. So before I lose it again, I have this little piece of die cut coral and I want to glue it down right here on this side. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did on this side over here, but I'm going to use a few different beads. I'm just taking some scrap threads. Let's do three strands threaded through the eyelet. Do this one differently than the first one, like that. And I'm going to put a little dot of glue. I'm going to just string this up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, that was kind of a pain. So on this side, I've got those you saw already. On this side, I've got a lot more craziness going on. I put another one of these beads, charms, what have you. This one is a seashell and a few more faux pearls. I glued each knot so that hopefully they don't come undone. And then here comes the true test. Will it hold? It will hold. Wonderful. Excellent. All right, so there's that side of the paper clip. I don't really love this. I wish I had distressed it. Whoops. And then this side, there. I love it. I love it. You know what? I'm going to take a little walnut stain and just do. Oh, I like that a little bit too much. Let's do it. There we go. Then I will take this. And now I hate it. Oh well. There we go. And then you can see it peeking out from here. I love it. Uh-oh. Did I get a drop over here? Oh well. That was fun. What's next? Next, I want to work on this little envelope pocket. I have this octopus die that I cut out with the Cricut, and I thought it would look really cool just kind of hanging out like that. And I don't, where's the other octopus? In the second signature. Yes, it's way over here, so I'm not even, yeah, cool. Yeah, I want this octopus to go here. And then I want its legs to kind of hang out over the sides. I think that's going to be quite exciting. But I want to color it. And now I got to figure out what colors. It's got a lot of browns and blues behind it. I want it to pop. Octopuses can be really cool colors, so I think I might use some, let's see, I think a mix of these three colors. Fun. And now a little bit of orange, or I could spray it. I think instead of using this, I'll use some sprays for the next part, but before I do, I'm just going to use, let's see, yeah, on the parts that will be sticking up out of the sides, I'm going to give them a little color. All right, that's just the pieces that will be sticking out on the other side. Did I get them all? I need to get that one. Maybe. Actually, it might be all right. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So, I have Wild Honey and Carved Pumpkin Distress Oxide sprays, and I have Wild Honey spray stain. I think I will take a little Walnut Stain Distress Oxide spray. And there we go. Let's wipe that off. I love it. Absolutely love it. Wonderful. Now I'm going to do the parts you'll see from the other side. Now I'm going to dry it and I'll put it on the page. There is my awesome octopus hanging out. And I just used PVA glue to glue him down. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I think I figured out what I want to put in that pocket. I have this tag I cut out once again from the Cricut, and I want to back. I want to make this gray script paper go behind the shell, or to be the coloring of the shell. And then I'm going to use this to back the other side, so you don't just see plain white on that side. But before I do that, I want to color this a bit. I think between these two papers, I think some Kitsch Flamingo and some Seedless Preserves might be nice. Okay, and on the other side, I'm only going to line it up to this line, so I'm going to color this as well. So I have my glue. I cut this out to fit. I have my glue. I'm lining it up with this top line because I don't want it to go beyond that. And then I'm going to have to trim once it's dry. So all I got to do is wait for that to dry. All right, this is dry now. I had it sitting underneath something heavy. That is that, looking cute. It's gonna go right in here. It's quite bright and explosive. But I mean, sometimes being under the ocean is like that. You know, you've got a lot of similar colors, and then suddenly, bam, you've got another color. I like that folded, actually. So, I like it. I like it. It's almost like a crown on the octopus. Yay! That's gonna live there. Now I gotta figure out how to decorate this. I have a couple of potential ideas, but there's one I want to try first. This is a piece of dyed paper. It was dyed with elderberry, and then when I was making pages for the journal, I used a couple of different Distress Oxide inks and water to color it some more. And I found these at Joann Fabric and Crafts. Thought it might be cool to stamp a few images on this paper, or other papers. I don't know. I'm just trying to create some things that I can have ready to try out, basically. I think I will use Black Soot permanent ink. I also might use some prize ribbon. Okay. Let's try her in blue. She's not as visible in the blue. Maybe I should try her on something else. Found that in my stash. I just happened to turn around and there it was. I don't necessarily intend to use these on this page. I'm just stamping because I bought these and I want to try them out. Oh, she's cute. I don't think she'd look good there. If she were turned the other way, maybe. But I like her a lot. Okay. Let's put her away and try something else. What else do we have? I don't think this is the answer. I think I might just have a piece of... Oh, maybe that. Let's try it on there. Oh, I like that much better. Next, I took all the seashell stamps and I'm going to stamp them on this bubble paper that has a lot of pink and purple because I really want to kind of tie it in some capacity. And I spaced them. Oh no, that didn't come out very well at all. Let's try that again. I spaced the shells out enough that they will be able to be ripped out. Let's see, can I line it back up? Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's cute. Will those look good over there? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe I should do the shells on here as well. Ooh, maybe I should do them in, which one? Ground espresso. Okay, yeah. Cute. I definitely want Wishing You Oceans of Joy. I think I want it on here, over here. I love it. Okay, I think that's enough of that. So, none of those really gave me something to put on here, did they? The answer is no, but I've got some fun things. Alright, I've deliberated quite a bit on what to do for this little section, and I think I figured it out. I have this piece of a doily I'm going to glue down. And then there's all kinds of gluey. I took this paper that I was talking about earlier that I stamped on, and I used my homemade coral stamp and some seedless preserves, and then I ripped it down a little bit. Just used like this top part of the stamp, and then I used some vintage photo and just kind of distressed around the edges, and I want to put this down on there, and that makes me think of like a coral reef. That was my idea behind that. And then I stamped Wishing You Oceans of Joy, and I want to put it around here, but first I'm going to back it on this white because it will be very stark in contrast, and then I'm going to rip around it. The next page I want to work on is this one here, this little tiny guy. I want to make a little image here. I have this little die cut that I want to color. We'll get to that. And I'm going to use some washi tape in the background. But before I do any of that, I have this piece of trim that I want to sew on the edge here, which will determine what I do in here. Now, I have attempted already to sew it on with my sewing machine, but the trim is a little too thick and didn't quite work out as planned. So I am going to hand sew it. Alright, we've got that sewn in, and next I have this washi tape. It's a dark blue with different colored circles on it, and I think I'm going to use some on this page. I think I want a bigger rock. There's something gray right here. Maybe I can build off of that. I'm just using some hickory smoke. I also have this, and I think I'm going to partially ink it with some prize ribbon archival ink and stamp over some of this. Alright, this little guy will get a treatment. I think I will go with hickory smoke down here for the rock. Maybe a little bit of black soot to get it to stand out. I feel like I need some fish up here. I added a couple of little fish cut out of some of that blue tissue-like paper I've used in other pages in this journal. And I think that's going to be complete. Just a cute little artsy page. Not sure what to do about the back. Kind of like it just green. I don't know. I gotta let this dry though. I have this card. It's 49 Dragonflies created a free printable that I can no longer find the link to, where she offered 4 journaling cards that corresponded to the 4 seasons. And as soon as I saw this one, it was the inspiration for creating an ocean themed journal. And then I decided on this month for it. So it says, "Take me to where summer never ends." It's a beautiful seahorse and some shells and seaweed and the like, sea plants. I added a little bit of scrap packaging paper on each side, and I'm just going to glue it down like that. Cool. That's another page done. Now for this page, I decided I wanted to bring a little bit more blue to it. So I'm going to use this bit of the collage board as a belly band, but before I glue it down, I want to back it on this. This has dried, and I really like it on this page. So I'm going to use some tacky glue. Now while that dries, I got something else to show you. While that was drying, I went ahead and made a little booklet to go in the belly band. Used a piece of scrapbook paper to make the cover, some satin ribbon, and I sewed it down. Don't mind the glue. And then inside I've got some scrap paper that I dyed, and I've got a piece of a doily, just a little booklet to journal in. And that's gonna live here, but I also have this jellyfish image. I can link to it. I believe it came from the Nautical Images. I want to stick it on the front, I think. You won't see it, but it'll be a nice little surprise when you pull it out. I'm going to ink around it. That will go in there. Cute. Now I want to decorate this somehow. Alright, I figured out what I want to do here. I've got a piece of the black netting, some stray threads, and a circle seashell to kind of tie the 2 pages together. Alright, that's gotta dry, but I really like that. I think, despite the fact that it's the only round element on this page, it's very much the focal point, and I like the way the shell ties these 2 pages together. So, yay. It's another page. I just gotta wait for it to dry. I figured out something for this page. That mermaid stamp I made, I want her to go down here as part of a tuck spot. And then I want to use this for the rest of the tuck spot. Do I want something sticking out behind her? Maybe a little bit? Alright, let's glue that down. Yay! Oh, I should have done something to the... Well, the background's cute. And then to go in it, This is the card I decided to go in this pocket. When it sits in there, it looks like this mermaid is watching this mermaid right on her dragon sea creature thing. And I like the coloring kind of works with these. So I distressed around the edges in frayed burlap, and on the back I used tumbled glass and made it look kind of blue. It looks more like a sky, but I've got these two stamps that I made. I think I'm going to stamp, should I use Stormy Sky? No, I want them to be a different color. I think I'm just going to use Peacock Feathers. Let's go. Alright, it looks like it's underwater, I guess. Alright, I'm going to distress the edges in frayed burlap. There's that. I had a little bit of frayed burlap on my finger. Yeah, so there was a little bit of that on there. I wonder if I can like blend it out and make it look older. Oh well. It looks like that now. And that will go in here. Alright, I think that's one more page done. I think I'm going to end this video here. I've done quite a few pages. Still a few more to go, but this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.